Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of GameChat, the video game variety show brought to you by Borderline Entertainment. If you're watching this right now, that means you're catching it live on Twitch. That's right. Every other week we've got a new episode for you, and you get to be a part of it by being in the chat. But if you find that you're listening to this on podcast services or watching it on YouTube, we still appreciate the view, appreciate the listen, but make sure that you're catching it live because then you get to be a part of that conversation. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce your panelists. Again, I am your host, Asa Green River, and to my lovely left, I have Mr. Nate Pressler.
Hey, everyone.
Mr. Addison Tossi.
What's up, everybody?
And to my righteous right, we are joined by our special guest, Alex Van Aken from OK Beast. What is up, Alex?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
So,
Appreciate that.
Alex, for the folks at home, who are you? What are you doing here?
Yeah, what am I doing here? That's a good question. So I'm a podcaster and video producer, kind of in the game space. I do a lot of work over at okbeast.com. Host a podcast over there. I do videos and stuff over there as well. And I like making content about games. I like talking about games and why I love them. You know, maybe how they impact people. And that's kind of like my I guess shtick. I don't know, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Your shtick is right up my alley, and I knew when I was working on getting this show together, I was like, I have to have Alex. I need to have him on here because I need him to share his genius. But let's go ahead and dive into the show. For those of you who don't know what the variety show is, let me take you back down memory lane. In some era that I don't really know, probably the 50s, 60s, or 70s, who cares at this point? There was this thing called the variety show. We're on television, that's right, people still watched it then. You would have an illustrious host, like myself, and they would run you through all different kinds of things. You would have game show elements, music, and other things that people don't care about now because it's 2020 and coronavirus is a thing. But we are going to take you through that format, but all about video games. So we're going to kick things off with this format into Newsbeats. Now, Newsbeats works like this. I'll give you guys the news segments and we're going to rank them from extreme hype, definite intrigue, mild interest, and then absolute boredom. But please feel free, if you have more feelings, share them. Because some of these stories are, I know they're going to bring out some opinions of folks. But here we go. First item on the Newsbeat's docket, the Xbox Games Showcase. Now, if you are not paying attention to console gaming, it is definitely still a thing, and the major console makers, PlayStation and Xbox, have not only revealed their consoles, but now have revealed some of their starting lineups. Xbox brought us theirs last week with some major hitters, mainly toting the fact that every announcement that they made on their stream is going to be on Game Pass day one with release. Here are just some of the games before I turn it over to the panel. Halo Infinite. I mean, come on. State of Decay 3, Forza Motorsport, Fable, Everwild, Tell Me Why, Ori, Will of the Wisps, Grounded, Avowed, As Dusk Falls, Senua's Saga, Psychonauts 2, and there were many more. But I want to know where you all are at with these announcements that came from Microsoft and Xbox, starting with our guest. Alex, take it away.
Man, I am very much. I think I'm definite intrigue, borderline extreme hype on this this story. The Xbox Game Showcase last week was really fun to watch. I'm not going to be buying a next-gen Xbox, but I play a lot of PC, and so I'm excited to see all of those games they showed off. I'm a massive Halo fan. Like, Halo 2 is, my second favorite game of all time. So many good memories. And I'm excited to see Halo kind of branching out. And I was wanting, a big change with the series, as far as campaign goes. Mm-hmm. And I think branching into, more open-ish world is going to do a lot of favors for Halo. With all their entire tool set, all the weapons and vehicles. I think it's gonna be really fun to explore that world in a much bigger capacity. So as far as the Xbox Game Showcase go, I'm pretty hype on it.
Were there any other games from the showcase that really stuck out to you, or was Halo just really the seller for you?
What was it? Everwild? Was that the one from Rare?
Yes.
That one. I know it's just a CG trailer, but the concept was certainly intriguing. I'm a big Rare fan, and seeing them have this, pseudo. It reminded me of that game that got announced years ago that never came out, called Wild, and I think that was from. I think it was actually the person who co-created Fable, which is funny because
with Peter Molyneux,
Fable was also announced. But anyways, yeah, Everwild looks good. The kind of like balance between like protecting nature and like, well, I want to know like what are you interacting, like how are you interacting with that world? Like, are you like taking over animals and creatures? Like that was like a big theme,
Yeah.
It's like, do you get to play as them, or are they like pets, or like what's the gameplay look like? So I'm curious about that. But all in all, I was really hyped. New Fable. I have a lot of roots in Xbox.
Yes.
I played many years of Xbox, and I love that company, and I'm excited to, see Fable come back. So.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest ones for me. I want to still get everybody's opinions, but I want to kind of go back to the Halo topic, because I know, Addison, this is a topic that is very near and dear to your heart. I mean,
yeah,
many of us are Halo fans. I'm a major Halo fan, but there were some strong opinions that you were feeling, and I'd love to hear your takes, because I did the live stream. I wanted to hear your opinions because there are some things that I know we agreed on, that we disagreed on, and take it away.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I felt like the show was underwhelming, but like after sitting with it for a while, I got more excited about some of the games that were shown. And speaking specifically to Halo, I was reading that it was like an older build for the demo that they showed. So I think that kind of upset a lot of people to see that it was like not rendered well, or that they were going with a different art style, which I'm fine with it. Like, I respect 100% everyone's decisions. Like, it's a major company. They're going to make decisions that they feel are good, and people put their time and effort into it. So I'm still going to buy it and play it. But to see it look like that, and I've kind of said this since the first trailer dropped for Halo Infinite, like, I was kind of like, I don't like how this looks. And so I don't know, it'll be interesting to get into it and explore the world, and see how they swayed. Because I was on the Rare side of like, I liked Halo 5, the way Halo 5 played. Even though it was like more like a Call of Duty, I thought it was a nice move. But like, I've loved the franchise up until now, like, and still do.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Nate, do you have any stakes in Halo?
So I'm going to be completely honest with everyone.
Oh, no.
I haven't played Halo since Halo Reach.
Oh, okay. That's not
bad. I really loved Halo Reach multiplayer. I think that's the most fun multiplayer. I was never good at Halo. I had cousins where they were like an Xbox family and we were a Nintendo family. So at Thanksgiving, I would just get ruined, like just completely ruined. And I grew to hate it. And then all of a sudden we got an Xbox and I was like, wait, this is actually pretty cool. So I like Halo. I'm so far removed from like the most recent games, and if all the games are connected, I don't know, other than like by name and kind of by theme. But it looks fun from what I can tell. But I just haven't played a Halo since college.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too soapboxy, because I feel like overall the discourse over the game has been pretty negative, and those devs are people, they're working hard, but I feel like 343 really needs a win with this one, because
for sure.
Like Addison, you brought up 5. I never even got to the story of 5 because I heard so many negative things about it that it really deterred me away from experiencing that story. But as far as like the way that it controlled and the way that the multiplayer handled, I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like the liberties that they took, like you said, were the right direction for the series to keep it a little bit more vibrant and to keep it more, up to date. We don't want a Duke Nukem Forever situation where, they're coming out with a new game and it feels like it's back in the 90s. But man, from a story perspective, so like Alex, you talked about the open worldness. That makes me a little nervous, just because one of the things that I really liked about Halo is that it was always point A to point B. Now, of course, you had like varying routes on how you could go about it, especially in the first Halo. And this is supposed to be, a spiritual reboot. You had that first, really the second mission when you're touching down on the Halo ring, and you've got all these different, groups of soldiers where you can go and save them in any order that you want. So I always liked that aspect. Taking it open world, I'm so worried that one of the major complaints of the 343 trilogy so far has been story. How are they going to be able to keep the story strong in an open world concept? Because I feel like most of us here have, we have a fair share of experiences with open world games. I'm just thinking of Witcher, for example. They do a fantastic job. You've got plenty of side missions that soak you in. I'm sure that I've never actually finished Witcher, so I'm sure that the main story is gripping, but is this the right move for 343 at this time? Because this is a big move. It's a very risky move, I feel. What do you guys think?
My question is, so being kind of removed from Halo with the other games, has it been the complaint that there is too much story, and is the pendulum swinging in such a way where it's ooh, maybe we don't do that? Or is this just kind of, did they take feedback a little too seriously?
Right. And, Keylok in the chat right now brought up a point, talking about how long do we see ourselves playing Infinite? Because 343 not only said is this going to be a spiritual reboot, but they're not planning on a Halo 7 or a Halo Infinite 2. They're planning on this experience expanding over the next 10 years, a la Destiny. So that even more, I don't want to draw too many one-to-one comparisons to Bungie's Destiny, but when you look at those vanilla releases, so many people were disappointed with that initial storyline that they didn't really feel like we got anything substantial that was worthwhile to play until expansions started coming out. Is that going to happen to Halo? Are you all worried about that?
Go ahead, Alex.
I feel like the longevity of Halo always is that its foundation is always in the multiplayer.
Right.
Some people are, but the vast majority of people, they play through the campaign once, maybe twice, beat it on Legendary, get their achievements, and then they move on to, arena mode or, if it's Halo Reach, the war mode or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I think Warzone was in 5. They always have their standard arena multiplayer and then one big mode.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff is and when we see Halo updates, it's always multiplayer, new playlists. I feel like as long as they have that tackled, I think they can take more risk in the single player side of things. And for me personally, I used to read all the books and all that. Over the years, I've kind of it's all grown a little stale for me. And I was one of the people that was disappointed by 5. I listened to the whole Hunt the Truth podcast, which was setting up this giant, storyline that didn't really get touched in Halo 5. And so I was kind of disappointed in that. And so I think going into Halo Infinite, I kind of just want them to shake it up and take a risk. So if it ends up being a Destiny-like experience, I'm interested to see I want them to at least maybe try something new, if that makes sense. Because I feel for me, I love the story of Halo. I love Master Chief Cortana. It's always more so been the moment-to-moment gameplay, kind of that intersection with the little story beats that really keep me playing Halo, not necessarily the overarching story, with the Covenant and it's so muddled, the giant plant thing in Halo, Halo
the Grave Mine. Yeah,
the Grave Mine. Stuff like that never really was a super big factor for me. It was more so seeing the cool moments with Master Chief, taking the Covenant back their bomb, or talking with Cortana and fending off Flood. Those are always the things that really got me going, on top of I was big into the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So as far as single player or who knows if it's single player, but as far as campaign goes, I'm okay with them taking risks, though I acknowledge they really need to get it right.
Yeah.
For the majority of people.
And that grappling hook better be worth it. I'm just gonna say it.
Oof.
I hope so.
Yikes.
It felt a little rough. But
I will say there's plenty of games that I enjoy the grappling hook in, Apex Legends Pathfinder.
Yes.
Where sometimes those horizontal grappling hooks never really look that great. So I'm interested to see because where they use the grappling hook, I felt like in that moment in the gameplay showcase, I was like, that was a weird spot to do a grappling hook. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I immediately thought Doom Eternal. I felt like Doom Eternal did it well. But again, it was on a weapon. It wasn't, you didn't just have it all the time. So
and also, Doom is goofy. They are very self-aware of what Doom is. It's super gory, but they aren't afraid to poke fun too. So I feel like the grappling hook is more appropriate in Doom than a Halo game.
And to your point, saying that Doom's goofy, I feel like Halo has always taken itself pretty seriously. Of course, there's little Easter egg humor moments with the grunts and putting on the skull. That's I would have been your daddy. You're gonna get those cool little sound bites. Yeah, the birthday cake. Yeah. But still, the story beats though are pretty serious. So yeah, I hope it pans out. I don't want to spend all of our time talking about Halo in the Xbox Showcase. Are there any other games, Addison or Nate, that really stuck out to you?
Grounded, because as someone who grew up watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
yes,
and then going to the pool and pretending I was a kid who was shrunken, and the slide was the drain, I saw that and I was like, oh, it was fun. I know we talked last week about hopefully I'm going to eventually become a different console owner other than Nintendo, but I thought that was such a cute game.
Yeah,
and I just thought, oh, this is really fun. It's unique and it's different from all of the gore and the very serious story, and sometimes we need a little bit more lighthearted.
Although those spiders,
yeah, that's that will.
But you can turn them off, which is that's good looking out, because I don't want that. They look way too realistic.
A little triggering, but
yeah.
Also in Texas we have wild tarantulas, so I'm just used to it.
Ugh.
Yeah, Animal Crossing did not prepare me for when I saw a real one.
Gosh. Oh, sorry. That really struck a chord with me. Addison, anything else looking good? Xbox Showcase?
Yeah, I mean, I was, like I said, it grew on me as I sat with it. The medium looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Excited to play that. And the gunk looked really beautiful.
Oh, but the name is so gross.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll get past that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I just gunk. Come on, guys. Pick a different name.
And then as well as Grounded, which I think is that out right now?
Grounded is out in beta now, or game preview. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I also think it's really cool that everything's coming to Game Pass, but they are really sticking to we're gonna let you play these games anywhere. So Alex, if you're not getting Series X day one, you're still gonna be able to enjoy most of these games. There were a couple that snuck by that I noticed didn't say playable on Xbox One. I thought that was a little sneaky because that's not been the verbiage lately. But still, you'll be able to play them on PC. You'll be able to play them on, the current gen Xbox One. So I thought that was really cool. A few of the games that were personally really sticking out to me. Fable, hands down. That was the only announcement that I cried. A massive Fable fan.
Great reveal too.
Great reveal. Oh, it's everything that I wanted. Besides giving me more, I just want more. Flipping through the list, Destiny 2 Beyond Light. I haven't been back into Destiny for a long time, but wow, that expansion, the fact that we're getting ice powers, I don't know, that did it for me. I'm like, I'm down. Psychonauts 2 looked fantastic. Avowed, A Dusk Falls. That was hitting me right in the chords. And then lastly, because we've talked about most of them, but State of Decay 3. I'm a massive State of Decay fan. I think it's so much fun. If none of y'all have played it, please play it. I believe that 1 I think is just on Xbox. I could be wrong, but 2 is on PC and Xbox One, and it does not take strong hardware to run that game. So pick it up.
Great.
It's so good, right? The permadeath aspect, you get so attached to your characters, and it's co-op, it's amazing. But I think overall, looking at our rankings, extreme hype, definite intrigue, mild interest, absolute boredom. Alex, you said definite intrigue for the Xbox Showcase?
Yeah, I think so. Definite intrigue.
Nate?
Definite intrigue. I have a quick question for you, though. So, Fable, we had talked, I think it was a month ago, about those 2 Twitter accounts.
Yes.
So Fable has been announced. We're all very excited about it. Does that mean we're getting a Perfect Dark?
I hope so.
Which I am extreme hype about that.
Yes,
I would like to have a little bit of confirmation.
Here, really quickly about that though, there have been a few other placeholder Twitter accounts that have been like recently dug up, and it's to the point that I'm wondering if we're just getting trolled. So I've started to dial back my excitement about thinking that we're going to get another Perfect Dark soon. So, but here's hoping. Like, I really want one. But I can't remember the rest of them, but there's been some other like big games that have had Twitter accounts revealed. So, yeah. Addison, where you at?
Man, I don't know. I've been sitting here staring at those 4 options. I think I'm just going to say definite intrigue. I can't go extreme hype yet.
No.
But I mean, I'm a nerd for like new tech when it comes to this stuff. So like, I'm still like pretty sure I'll pick it up close to day one.
Yeah. So I'm going to go extreme hype. It was up and down the entire time. For the most part, every single game hit for me, like right where it needed to. But it was that Fable announcement at the very end that just, it trumped everything else that happened prior. Yeah, it was, I cried. I mean, come on, I have to. All right, next item on the Newsbeat's docket, we've got Cuphead coming to PS4. Did anybody else see this coming? I feel like this is really just out of nowhere, and I feel like this spells interesting things for the future because this was originally an Xbox IP. But yeah, stealth drop. I mean, where are we at? I don't think we really need to dive into the story too much. I mean, unless anybody wants to elaborate on it. I love Cuphead. I'm extreme hype because I just want more people to play it, even though it's so freaking frustrating. I've never beat it, and I don't know if I ever will. I just want more people to play it.
Yeah, that's a great reason to say extreme hype.
Yeah.
That game's cool. I'm excited to see it. I think Xbox just wants, their games to be playable by as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And Studio MDHR, I think is what it is.
MDHR.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure they want the same thing. So I'm sure they're excited to get onto PlayStation, get into the hands of PlayStation users, and get that money.
And it came with new DLC too, didn't it? I believe so.
It may have. If it did, I missed that part.
Yeah. Nate, I know you're a big Cuphead fan. Where are you at with this?
I also am an extreme hype. I was really excited when it did come to the Switch. I picked it up immediately. It's something that I'm with you, Asa. I want everyone to be able to play this game.
Yeah.
Even people who aren't gamers, when I first got it, I was like, look at this game. Watch this trailer. Watch me play this game. It's so cool. I'm very much excited for the DLC. I'm not sure if it was announced because I know that it was originally supposed to come out end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And got pushed back. I hope though with a larger audience and more people playing it, we can get that DLC because very similar to you, Asa, I'm on the last boss and I cannot. I can't. I've been trying it for about 6 months and I have never said the word out loud that I did playing that game. So extreme hype all the way. Anything Cuphead, the new Netflix series, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Addison.
I'll say definite intrigue. Feels like you guys said, like a bit of a money grab, but also like it's a good game. I've played it a couple times, and yeah, it's frustrating. Nate, I feel like if you cussed at that, you'd be up in arms about Bloodborne. So maybe you need to.
I bought Bloodborne, played it, got 20 minutes into it screaming, and then went back to GameStop and was like, we're gonna try a new game. So you're absolutely right. I was like, this is not a game that's made for someone with this anxiety.
All right, last item on the Newsbeat's docket. Avengers. What'd I put? Avengers Game War Table? For a second, it didn't make any sense to me. All right, so that was today. I feel like a lot of people forgot that was going to happen, but so we got more information about the beta. Now, this is coming from the PlayStation blog. Let me just read this a little bit here. This is a breakdown of the beta itself. So here are some dates of when you can get your hands on the Marvel's Avengers beta. So August 7th, which is next week, people. So August 7th, PlayStation Advantage pre-order beta. As a part of our PlayStation Advantage, those of you who have pre-ordered Marvel's Avengers will be the first in the world to get your hands on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. On the weekend of August 7th through the 9th, you can start preloading that August 6th. Next is the open beta date of August 14th. This second weekend is for the entire PS4 community. And I believe that this is going to be someone correct me if it's only going to be for PlayStation. That's just what it seems like, but I'm also reading it from PlayStation blog. And then the last date is August 21st. Again, you can start preloading those the day before. Now, as far as what you're going to be able to do within the content, you're going to have the Golden Gate Bridge demo, so the one that they showed off during their initial E3 reveal. You're going to have some hero missions in the way of To Find Olympia. We're going to get to play as Hulk and Kamala, Miss Marvel. Missing Links, where again you've got more Hulk and Kamala. And then you've got some challenge rooms from Harm. Now, also within this, they announced a new hero. And this is where I want to focus. Anybody else can take it in the other direction. But this was the most... What are you... Okay. So, when the game was initially announced, people were harping on the models of the characters, right? You know, I didn't feel like they were that bad. You know, they were saying it was Walmart's Avengers. They were passable. But so they announced Hawkeye. But then the model, like the character model for Hawkeye is the most generic thing that I have ever seen. Like, it's to the point where I've seen so many tweets from, people within the community likening it to other characters in other games because it's just a bald white dude with no discerning facial features, no mask, barely any purple.
I feel attacked, Asa.
That's true. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it like I see it. Sorry for those offended.
It's true. I'll put my bow away.
Yeah, I was already on the fence about this game.
I'm watching a GIF right now of the reveal, and yeah, it's very underwhelming.
Yeah,
he almost looks exactly like the guy that's on the front of Cyberpunk. Am I just making that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say Cole McGrath.
At some point.
Oh, sorry. What was that, Alex?
I said I'm pretty sure Call of Duty's had this character at some point as well.
Yeah, every Call of Duty ever. You've got a little bit of Sam Fisher elements. Like I said, it's seriously every bald white protagonist that's ever existed. But I mean, the game as a whole, I'll play the beta because I want to try it. I want to get my hands on it so I can feel like I have a more well-informed opinion. But this gets me even less excited for the game. So I'm at absolute boredom. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I don't mean to be negative, but I've been at absolute boredom with this game. I will not be picking. I'd love to eat crow. I'd love it to be great, and go and pick it up. I'm at absolute boredom.
Please prove me
wrong. I'm not planning to pay attention to this game, but I see why people would. It's Avengers. I get it. But I don't know.
I am with you guys. I've been around a couple of people that have been like, "Oh, I'm so excited," and I'm like, "Why?" I don't think there's any possible way that this lives up to Spider-Man for me.
No, not even close.
Yeah, and I just don't understand like this. And I know you're gonna say it later. The Iron Man VR. What are we doing? I just don't get it. So yeah, absolute boredom.
And what's so interesting too is, Addison, with you saying, "Hey, what are we doing?" It's Marvel does such a good job in like a cinematic universe, and DC can't touch it. But I would rather play one of the Batman Arkham games over and over again than play this game. And I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man because of how good that game was. I feel like this game is going to be, like you said, Asa, the Walmart version of the Avengers, and then. Even the combat, it doesn't look very fluid. It doesn't look like how Arkham on a PS3 was so fluid and so great. And so I don't know. I kind of also have Avengers fatigue.
Me too.
All of it. And I think WandaVision might save it, but I just don't. I don't know. I forgot that this game was coming out until today.
Yeah. Although, let it be said, the only Avengers fatigue that I'm not feeling is within Fortnite. So they also announced today that there's going to be another Avengers crossover event from this game into Fortnite. Now, Addison, I know you hate Fortnite. Nate, I don't know if you've ever played it, but...
Another game that I swear a lot in.
Yeah. Okay. So the Avengers Endgame content, when it came out in Fortnite, it was
fun.
Holy cow. Like, it was one of the best crossovers I've ever seen. Like... That I will play that all day long. I was so obsessed with Fortnite during that time, and this will easily pull me back into that game, but probably not the game that it's based off of. Does anybody have anything else to say before we leave Newsbees in the dust?
How did you guys feel about MODOK being the chosen villain? I mean, I know a little bit about him, but I just felt like I don't know. Is it a grab or is it a...
MODOK's cool.
Choice?
I like MODOK. Typically when I think MODOK, I think Fantastic Four, but he's faced off against multiple Marvel characters. So I'm excited to see MODOK hopefully done well. I mean, MODOK was great in like the Ultimate Alliance games, but hopefully like, and I don't want to say a AAA game because I feel like those other ones were AAA quality, but yeah, I'm excited about him getting the time to shine.
Cool.
All right. We're done with the Newsbees. Let us know in the chat below or in the comments below what you think about these news stories. Where would you rank them? But we're going to move on to what's in the box. What are we playing? What games are in our consoles, PCs, handhelds, or mobile devices? Alex, what are you playing right now?
I am playing Valorant quite a bit. It's nothing new for me. That game grabbed me during the beta and never let go. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games this year easily. And I'm a big fan of like, competitive games, multiplayer and all that. And yeah, that game just the skill curve is like just steep enough to where you have moments where you feel amazing at the game and then other moments where you just get trashed on, and like it just keeps like motivating me to get better and better. And like I play ranked mode with my brother a lot, and we just like keep trying to climb the charts. We'll like get up to the new high and then we'll get knocked down, and it's just like this back and this endless cycle. It's probably unhealthy, but yeah, Valorant. And then I'm excited. I haven't played it yet, but I downloaded. We were talking about Grounded earlier. I downloaded that on PC today, so I'm excited to dive into that and try that out. But yeah, it's kind of been a busy couple weeks in my life, and so I've just been like playing matches of Valorant here or there, a little bit of Rocket League, but yeah, I don't know. Like, does anybody else here play Valorant?
Oh yeah,
You do, right?
I try to play it. Yeah, I try to play it as much as I can. Did you break down and buy that dragon pack?
Oh yeah, not the whole thing.
Okay,
but I mean, I bought the Vandal and I bought the knife.
You bought the knife?
Yes. I had like a small little performance bonus at work. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself.
I'm getting that knife.
And then like a week later, they like unveil an even cooler knife that came out. I was like, of course. But yeah, Valorant's just so good. And a new character got announced today called Killjoy.
I saw that. I didn't see anything else about it. What's Killjoy like?
Killjoy, she is I guess like I don't know what her classification is as far as like her role, but she has turrets. She can place like mines down, and then I think I just like watched the trailer a couple times and I didn't really read anything on her, and it looked like she has like this giant detonating shield of some kind.
Okay.
Like that like does like a Winston bubble if people are familiar with like Overwatch.
Yeah,
those were the vibes I got. That could change, like it didn't like necessarily spell it out clearly, but I just watched the trailer a couple times, and I'm excited. I really like Valorant's approach to it's like CS:GO meets Overwatch. So that was like it's what people were calling it for a long time, and I think that's pretty apt. Just like the matchups are really fun and require a lot of thought to like use counters against people, and I feel like I'm constantly engaged when I'm playing that game. But yeah, it's fun.
I need to play some more matches. It's one of those games where I'll always take some time away and have to then make up that ground when I start playing again, because the rust starts to build up, and I'm not 15 anymore. I'm double that, so yeah, I need to get good. But Grounded, oh gosh, yeah, I downloaded that too. I need to get into it and might stream it Friday if you're available. We can beat up some ants.
I might be available depending on the time. My brother is coming to visit me this weekend, so it all depends on
good times.
Timing, but yeah.
And
but I really want to dive into that game.
Do we know how many players Grounded is? Because I feel like it's like okay. So you can
I think
have
it's
4
4.
people in a group.
That's fun.
Addison,
Yeah, pretty sure.
You gonna get grounded?
Oh, I love being grounded.
Dude,
Yeah,
who
yeah. No, I
enjoys
definitely want
being
to.
grounded?
I get to go in my room and just sit there by myself. Why wouldn't I? No, I definitely want to jump into that game for sure.
Friday.
Okay.
Just saying. But what are you playing?
I'm still stuck on The Last of Us, exploring. I'm real close to platinum, which I know it's an easy platinum, which I'm kind of disappointed in. I liked working for that in the first one. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this multiplayer release when it happens. See if it comes out with more achievements or whatever. But that, and I don't know. I'm still messing around in Pokemon. I got that expansion and I haven't even gone to the train station yet to bust my butt over there.
Oh, jeez.
I know it's slow going because I'm focusing on The Last of Us. So.
Yeah. Nate, what are you playing?
Paper Mario.
How far are you in the game?
On the 3rd streamer.
Okay. I'm still on the second one.
I'm trying to take it slow. I know it's a longer game, like it's more like 1,000-year door length.
Okay.
But I'm trying to take it slow because it's so cute that I just don't want it to end. So I've just been really like, all right, you get 20 minutes of this game. I'm trying to do like portion control. But I've been playing that. I did log into Pokemon today to take a screenshot of my trainer card for something for work. And I am at the one tower to like get Cuphead to become the Urshifu.
Oh, okay.
Whatever his name is. So I need to still do that, but I'm kind of holding off to do that until the next DLC comes out, which is more story focused, so I can kind of get back into the game right when that comes out in November, I think is when it's coming out.
Isn't that going to be a little jarring? Because this one's like all summer themed and the next one's like winter themed.
I mean, I grew up in Ohio, so it's like a Tuesday.
That's true. You never know. I'm pretty sure it was
Also,
like snowing in June.
Speaking of Pokemon and what we're playing, I did Pokemon Go Fest on this past weekend, and it was fun. Like, I understand why people go to those. I think it was neat that they opened it up to everybody in the midst of Corona.
What was like? Did you like what? I guess how did they go about it? Since like, my understanding, isn't it like you usually go to like one big city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, hangs out, right? Like that's the usual
right.
Fest. Okay.
Yeah, so this was just like universal. They just made it for everybody. You buy a ticket and you get tasks on Saturday, and then it goes until like I think it went until 8, and then it shut down, and then it again on Sunday with different tasks. So there was like a Team Rocket takeover on Sunday, which was nice.
That's fun.
And yeah, so they give you all those tasks, and you get like a bunch of stuff from it. It was nice.
That's awesome.
I hate you for that.
I was gonna say you rolled your eyes. I don't.
Well, I forgot that you had to buy a ticket, and I'm seeing everybody's posts about all the cool stuff that they're seeing in Pokemon Go, and I logged on the weekend, and I didn't see anything, and I'm like, what? Why am I getting like terrible spawns? You know, I burned through 5 different incense. Nothing was spawning for me that was worthwhile. So that's because I didn't buy a ticket. So that's my own fault. But so I am still playing The Last of Us Part 2. I have not beat it yet.
Me neither.
I feel like I've got to be halfway through day 2. I have no idea.
But you don't know where Alex is, so
I am at. Have you gotten to the aquarium?
Which day are you in?
I don't know what day I am.
Oh, no.
I'm at least on day 2. I think I might be near day 3.
Okay.
Is it the aquarium where there are other things that are in the building? This is the worst spoilery minefield ever.
I mean, I thought there was only one aquarium.
Well, what?
Yeah, there is only one aquarium.
But
is
there an aquarium and a museum? Like in a flash?
I'm way past that.
Okay.
I'm way past that.
that was. I probably made that way harder than it had to be.
That's funny. I love that part of the game, though.
So do you think you're towards the end then, Alex?
I'm 12 hours in. I know that. So I'm like halfway, I think.
Okay.
Man, this is so hard.
I know.
I just like I just met a pretty big character like face to face. And
What?
okay, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about it.
Okay, let me say where I'm at, because I feel like
Okay.
this isn't a spoiler. You've seen it in the trailer. So I just got the bow, and after I got the bow, stuff happened.
Okay.
I'm back, and I'm thinking about past events.
Okay, we're at the exact same spot then.
Okay.
Are you thinking about past events in a forest?
Yes.
That's the exact spot I'm at.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So we're not spoiling anything. Wow. Whew.
No.
That was
That was a lot to talk about.
I felt like I should have got
You
a
guys
trophy
have-
for that.
You guys have so much game left. Like, you think you're halfway, and then it's just. I think my first play. What was my first playthrough? Asa? 36.
Yeah,
I
you were
forget.
almost at 40 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long game, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like 36 is okay for a game. Like,
Some
that's
games.
good. Yeah, but it's long.
Yeah. I don't want to like sound like a big complainer, but now being a parent and throwing that into the mix, the time that I get to spend on a game is just not a long time. And of course, Paper Mario and Ghost of Tsushima came out, was that 2 weeks ago now at this point? I didn't pick up Ghost. I picked up Paper Mario instead because I can only get one. And I am absolutely loving Paper Mario, but you know, like to Nate's point, I'm only on the second streamer. Because what I'm really focused on, there's so many collectibles and hidden secrets in that game. Like for me, it's like hitting that Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario World vibe for me, of like just trying to find all these secrets. I don't know. I'm having so much fun with it, and I was just on Nintendo Main podcast, and so I don't want to like take this, but Jeremy on there made the point that the toads in this game are Koroks from Breath of the Wild. And that is like 100%. But they're it's way more rewarding, and you actually get something from finding them all. So like that has been my mission, and some of them are hidden. Like Nate, you can attest to this. Some of those toads are hidden in like the most obscure spots. And then like once I found out that toads would fold themselves into different figures, I was like, I was passing so many butterflies. I have to go back. Yeah.
Well, and you like sometimes the game will show you one that's like up there, and the challenge is then how do I get up there because I can't do these things to get there. It's darling. It's so darling, and I think one of my favorite things about it is when you are done filling the holes with confetti, or getting toads in a certain area, or finding all of the collectibles or all of the question blocks. It will pop up at the top and say, you've cleared this area of that specific challenge. Yeah. And even older Mario games, like Super Mario 3D World was the closest to that with their tracking system on the different collectibles, like the stamps and things. But that specifically, when that pops up, like the endorphin rush of being like, I did it, I could spend 15 hours. I probably have sunk 15, 20 hours in, and I'm only 3 streamers in because I'm just trying to do everything.
I'm 2 streamers in, and I've probably put in that much time. And, you know, that moment that you're talking about, Nate, made me realize, and I didn't even at the beginning, I want achievements or trophies or whatever it is so badly on Nintendo Switch, because I didn't realize like how good that feeling would be in a Nintendo game. And it just made me think of, like, to go back to Breath of the Wild, everything that I've done in that game, please give me some sort of like award, some visual pop and flair. Tell me that I've been a good boy or something. Come on.
Maybe in a sequel.
Hopefully. I mean, we'll see. And, you know, I feel like it should be, you know, console-wide, but I don't know how difficult that would be for Nintendo to do that with their infrastructure. I mean, we don't even have proper voice chat, so...
Do you trust them given their voice chat?
No. Maybe I should just shut my mouth now. But
also, while you guys are talking about Paper Mario, I was doing like the math in my head, and we're definitely at 2 different parts of The Last of Us.
Are we really?
Yes, we are.
I
think I'm like 5 hours ahead of you, actually.
Oh my God.
I was like, you guys are talking about like the toads, and I'm like sitting here like, camera zooming in, like numbers flying past.
Oh man. Okay. Well, here I was.
But where you at's a great part.
Yeah. It's very uncomfortable, and I'm like.
Yeah.
So like you're obviously way past it. I need them to talk about their relationship. I'm tired of like this, like what's going on. You know, I feel like it's okay to say at this point, like everyone else is beating the game and I'm like obviously way behind everybody. So let me just say Tommy has a point. You can't just say hi or bye. Talk to each other. I need to know. I care too much about these characters. But please let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. What are you playing? And if you're listening to this in the audio format, hit us up on Twitter. Tell us the games you're playing and tell me how bad I am at video games, because I'm so far behind everybody at The Last of Us Part 2. But enough about the games that we're playing. Let's make a game. It is time for Make It or Break It, where you all in the community give us a single prompt and we make our dream video game based off of that prompt. So thank you so much to Queen Latifah for giving us the prompt of The Office. We are going to be making a game all about The Office. So here are the things that we need to figure out. How's this game going to play? Who's going to make it? What's the box art going to look like? What's the title going to be? Go. Oh, and also let me say that once I got this prompt in, I then promptly wore my Scott's Tots shirt. I'm very excited. Let's do it.
I feel like this just needs to be DLC for Untitled Goose Game.
Yep.
But Michael Scott running around, just not even trying on purpose to do what the goose is doing. But in my brain, I saw that prompt and I was just like, we need Untitled Michael Scott game. It needs to be the exact same game, exact same art style, and just him like.
I thought the exact same thing, Nate.
Yeah.
Wow.
It has to be done.
That's amazing. Maybe something to do with the Scranton Strangler, potentially.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. That could be good. Because we never were like, I mean, there's hints that, you know, it's Toby. Or not Toby.
Creed?
Yeah, Toby. I was thinking Creed for a second.
Yeah.
But we never like see that fleshed out. And I don't know if I want the answer, but like maybe some like, you know, maybe the Scranton Strangler has returned. And Michael Scott, you know, from his home in Colorado, has to, you know, I guess you can't have an Office game if it's just gonna be Michael. He's gotta like fly back to Scranton and you know, reunite with the cast. I think.
What if you combined the Scranton Strangler into Threat Level Midnight somehow?
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
You guys are killing me right now.
Goldface is there.
Yeah.
All right. Hear me out, because all of these ideas are so good. I don't feel right turning down, you know, all of them and picking one. So what about how do we format this? I need to straighten this out. Let me just word vomit it out and you all help me straighten this out. Okay, so we take all of the ideas. It's a medley game. So it's The Office, but
like
each
WarioWare?
Yes.
I was gonna say WarioWare.
It's like WarioWare. So each game is a mini game, but of substantial length, so you can spend, you know, more time in one or the other. I was also thinking the Burger King games. I don't know if anybody, yeah. So like Burger King games came out individually in 3, or you could buy them together in like one large pack, and that was like really hard to find, but that's a thing. So I was thinking, let's do that medley, so we can have the Untitled Michael Scott the game, and then we can have Scranton's Scranton Strangler. What if that game played like Sneak King, where you're sneaking around in Scranton or just around Dunder Mifflin, you're just choking people out. And then my idea, because you know I couldn't say no to myself, is I was like, what if we had a Telltale style game where you're living out like the day to day, and it's like very, very short episodes, but it's almost like you're experiencing those like maybe smaller storylines throughout the show in that old school adventure style game.
I like it.
So
and Threat Level Midnight, that could be like,
yes,
that could be like like GoldenEye style.
Yeah, I was thinking of James Bond or like Hitman style.
Yes. Oh yes,
yeah, that's good.
Okay,
we can really just like really milk all the money we can out of the Office fan base.
Yeah. And we'll have the same price point. It'll come out. You can buy them individually, or you can just wait until the end of the year and buy it as one pack, and then you get all the DLC.
Yeah. I was thinking one pack that comes in a paper ream.
Yes! That's collector's edition.
Yeah.
We'll get in touch with Limited Run Games.
Oh, yes. Limited Run. We'll have to get approval by NBC, but I think this would be fantastic.
Of course.
But what do we call it? Because we've got 4 amazing games within one. We need to have one singular title for the package as a whole. Kind of like the Orange Box.
There's got to be some golden reference we could use.
Yeah.
You could do like Scott's Tots Box or something like I don't know.
I was feeling something with Vance Refrigeration, but I don't know how to pull that in, or something about the warehouse, because there's boxes everywhere.
The Office greatest warehouse hits. I don't know.
I mean, I'm vibing on that a little bit.
From the Shelf, The Office greatest something hits collection. I don't know.
Addison, you had some excellent ideas. You have something else? We need a name.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like from the desk of Michael Scott or something, but that doesn't make much sense.
Alex,
The Office greatest hits collection, Dundee edition.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
the Dundies.
The
Those are nice.
Dundies.
The Dundies edition.
Okay, so who do we see this as it's being made by multiple different devs then? So it's like one overarching project.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I actually, obviously, Telltale's not around anymore. I think we should give it to Don't Nod for my game, and then Untitled Goose Game devs. I forget, sorry, their names, but they can do Untitled Michael Scott game. I don't.
House Panic.
Who did I don't think the people who made Sneak King would be allowed to have jobs anymore after making that game.
Who did make Sneak King? Sneak King developer. Let's see.
Burger King.
What does it say? Blitz Arcade.
What? Who? There's no way
Never
they
heard
made
of
other
them.
games.
They make arcade cabinets, or like they make like cheapo arcade cabinets that you buy for like $100
$100 arcade games
at Walmart.
Okay,
Yeah.
no. Well, then let's. How do you feel about this? Let's go with like Eidos Montreal. Didn't they do Hitman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously they know stealth. We just have to tell them we need you to dumb down your skills and to make it as generic and kitschy as Sneak King. And then honestly, Addison, for yours, what if Rare did it? Like, let's bring them back to do a first-person shooter, Threat Level
That's what I was
Midnight.
thinking.
They would have the right amount of charm too.
Featuring Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
He's a special unlockable character.
Oh my gosh, this is perfect. So there you go. I don't really have contacts at any of those places, but if you're listening and you work at these, just make the game. Like, we literally planned it out for you. What else do you need? Maybe some money and some buy-in from NBC, but other than that, just make the game. But this is where you in the community, you take this game by storm. We want to see some fan art. So what are the cover art box slips? I don't know how it's going to be in a paper ream. How's it going to be packaged? Who knows? But we need to have an actual poster for each one of these. And I feel like with the distinct art styles of each of these ideas, there's going to be some amazing creations out there. So, wow, that was probably one of the easiest make it or break it's we've ever had. Like, that was explosive with ideas. And now, you know what? Let's take that stealth idea and continue it into our next section. It's time for My Favorite. Where we take a retrospective look back into our personal gaming lives and the moments that mean a lot to us. And this suggestion is given to us by, oops, I forgot to write their name. I am so sorry. Put it in the chat or the comments and call me a belligerent idiot. But the topic is my favorite stealthy moment. So This could be just a stealth game as a whole that you had fun with, a stealth mission, whatever it is. Let's dig back into. All right, Addison, just dig into the recesses of your mind. What do you got?
Well, I was thinking about saying something Splinter Cell related, of course, but that game is meant for that. So I'm gonna go. I started laughing because this one sucks. I was playing the Bounty Hunter game for Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Oh yeah, oh so good.
So I was playing on the GameCube, and it was me and my friends. We had a clubhouse, which is like it was a shed, and we put carpet and TV and ran an extension cord and just hung out there. But I was playing and everybody was watching, and I had made it a decent way into the game, and you land and you're in the jungle, and there's one of those cat things that attacks Padme in the Clone Wars, like lurking in the distance, and I've got my sniper on it, and I'm looking through the scope, and I see it, and I'm getting ready to fire, and it just goes and like disappears, and I was like being super careful about this, and I zoom out, and it's just in my face, and we all screamed. I don't know how it got from that there to here so fast, but oh my god, I'll never forget how terrified I was of that, and how quickly I remembered that I'm not great at being stealthy.
Mine is gonna be from Splinter Cell.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say Spies versus Mercs as a whole. That mode is my favorite stealth experience because regular Splinter Cell is great, and like there's so many, and there are limitations in Spies versus Mercs. Like you can't do certain moves that you can in the single player game, the single player campaign. But just like the fact that like stealth is so fun, like because you have to figure out your opponents and like figure out their moves and outsmart them. And when those guards that patrol are controlled by other players, they are so much more unpredictable than AI, and it really like becomes a fun challenge, like that cat and mouse. And it's my favorite. I'd say it's like probably my favorite multiplayer mode, like in any multiplayer game, Spies vs Mercs, or at least up there. But yeah, that just like so many like nights like as a kid in like early Xbox Live parties, like just like high pitched voice, like yelling out call outs like my other spy teammate as like we're being chased down by like the mercs. So at the time, like these mercenaries, like if people are unaware listening, if you play as the spies, you have all non-lethal loadouts. So you have like a stun gun, you have smoke grenades and a few other gadgets, and you have to hack these computers that are scattered around the map. I think there's like 2 or 3 per map, I think.
Yeah.
Usually
like
get
3
them
to 100%. So people have played like Dead by Daylight, the generators in that game.
I never made that
go
comparison.
and like charge them up to 100%. Same thing, but with computers in Splinter Cell. And then the enemy team, the Mercs, they all have like full loadouts with like assault rifles or shotguns and stun grenades and flashbangs, and like they're kitted out to kill. And so it's like this great back and forth. So yeah, I mean, I love Spies vs Mercs. That's gonna be my pick.
Nate, do you have one yet? Or do you want me to go? Okay, go for it.
No, as soon as I saw the prompt, instantly. So mine is going to be like a deep cut because it's not a popular game, but the video game adaptation of Alias, starring Jennifer Garner.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about.
One of my favorite TV shows. I don't know why I was allowed to watch that in 6th grade, but you better believe that I watched every single season. And I
used to watch with my mom.
Yeah, it was so good, and I stayed up after the Super Bowl to like watch the fancy episodes. Anyway, big fan. And then on the PlayStation 2, they released the video game version of it, and I was all about the TV tie-ins, like the Buffy video games. Played the heck out of those.
Buffy one was so good.
But the Alias one, there was costumes and there was stealth and there were like turning around the corner and like bopping someone on the head and going up on like different grates and like trying to get through stuff. And it was just so cool to play one of my favorite television shows and it do really good justice to like the sneaking around. So more of just kind of like a general good feeling. I love that game. I love that show. I wish they would do a reboot of either or. but it was, yeah, no, I played the heck out of that game. My mom was like, "You've got to like get up and go outside," and I was just like, "I'm too busy, too busy beating SD6." So that would be, I would go back to that game now if I had a PlayStation 2 and play it like to this day. I bet it holds up. Maybe, I don't know. Got like a 7.5 on IGN, so it can't be that bad.
It got a 7.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe like a 7.2. It was above a 7 though, which is like,
wow. That's good for a TV game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Asa, what about you? I feel like you've got a good one.
So yeah, I'm a huge stealth game person. So when I saw the prompt, it was really hard to narrow down. And like talking about Splinter Cell, I can't do Splinter Cell because I just have so many memories that I can't pick from. So like the game that I'm gonna go with isn't typically known for stealth, but it's Call of Duty. And I mean, I guess like you have All Gillied Up. You know, that's a pretty good one. But the memory that like really comes to mind is so I used to, I don't even know like how we got away with this, but one of my best friends, Andrew Ballinger, we used to go to the church that we went to at the time, like way after hours on the weekend. I mean, we don't go there anymore, so you can't really kick us out or anything. So we would go into the building, connect our consoles to the giant projectors, and just play video games like on those, like if anybody's been in like any church that has any decent money, they're just like these massive walls and these projectors, and it was incredible. I don't know how we got away with this, but so we were playing
Smash Bros on the ones at mine.
Oh, that's yes. We Smash Bros, Halo tournaments within youth group. This was definitely like stealthy getting into the building. But so we were playing, it's Modern Warfare 2 or 3, but they had these like instances that you could do. So it wasn't like the regular like campaign.
It was the Spec Ops.
Yes, it was the Spec Ops. Is that 3? I'm pretty sure it's 3.
I think it's 3, yeah.
So there is one in particular that if you don't do stealth, you basically will die. And you're like escaping the White House, you're like a Secret Service agent, and all you have is like one silenced pistol and that's it. And again, these games are like they're built for action. They're not really built for stealth. And Andrew, bless his heart, is like the worst that I've ever seen at anybody doing stealth. And like within the Spec Ops missions, if you're doing co-op, when one person screw ups, it affects the other person. Like you have to work together, you have to work in tandem. And oh my gosh, we ended up never beating that mission because he would just get spotted every single time. But it was a hilarious moment. We just had a great time, and there's just a lot of fond memories with that. But that was like the stealthy moment that really popped up for me. But please let us know in the chat, in the comments below, what's your favorite stealthy moment? We would love to know. And now it's time for Big Bet Trivia. Where I give a very, very difficult question to the panel, and you all answer it. I say very difficult jokingly because they're not actually that hard. Most of them are softballs. People just aren't getting them. I just don't understand it. But so you can put it in the chat, you can put it in the comments below so we know who cares about who. We've got Team Addison, we've got Team Nate, and this week we've got Team Alex. So let us know who you're rooting for. Best of luck to everyone. Let me explain the rules for Alex because I just realized he's never played. We are doing the ultimate video game trivia. Oh, wrong camera. There we go.
Oh, well.
I've got to. I'm going to read the question. Everybody will get a chance to answer. The first, who can make themselves aware. I haven't figured out this aspect yet. Buzz it in, wave your hand, make a loud noise, scare my attention, and you'll get the first chance to answer. But then everyone else will get their turn if you get it incorrect. If everybody gets it incorrect, I will give 3 hints to the answer. So it's 3 strikes, you're out. If by the 3rd hint nobody gets it, it's nil. Nobody gets the points.
Okay.
And we end on a draw. I believe that happened on Zombie Kills episode. I don't remember. Nate, is that?
No, that was the one I won.
You won that one. It was the one with Cam. Nobody won that one. That was disappointing. Very disappointing. Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh. and I really do pick these at random. And the one on the top is from a game that means so much to me. Here we go. Everybody ready? You get your thinking caps on? Okay. All right.
I guess.
I guess. Mona Sachs is the femme fatale love interest of which video game character?
I don't think I've played this game. I know I haven't, but I have a guess. But I don't know if I want to be the first one.
Because if you guess it, then if you're wrong, you're out, and that gives people.
Can I
more
ask
clues.
real quick? Are there current games on the list, or are they all like old?
There are games from, I believe. Let me check the date on this. Like, I know I saw a PS4 game on here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is PS4 generation all the way till like Atari. So.
Is it? Can I?
Well, that was the friendliest way to get your hand up there. Yes, me? Alex.
Is it The Wolf Among Us?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Alex is out of the guessing round.
All right.
I have no idea, Nate. Do you?
Can you repeat the question too?
Yeah, I can repeat the question. Mona Sachs is the femme fatale love interest of which video game character? If it's in, don't put it in the chat. Don't cheat and tell them.
I don't even have it up.
I'm gonna need a hint.
People
honestly.
Google. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, if you're supposed to give a guess, and then I do hints. But fine. So I'm gonna go into the hint section because I'm just gonna assume that both of you gave incorrect answers. And that means Alex, you are back into the guessing.
Okay.
So hint number 1. This video game series popularized the noir genre.
Buzz? Is it Hard Rain?
No. Listen, the rest of the hints are, I feel like they're just going to be like pouring out answers. Timesark has it in the chat.
Noir. Oh, no. Mona Sachs.
In a noir video game. I'm going to put, because we're coming up on the end of the podcast episode, I'm going to put a timer on. We've got 30 seconds till we get the next hint.
Okay.
LA Noir.
Nope. So Addison's out of this round. You can throw in your answer.
Saboteur.
Nope. All right, here we go. Next one. Man, come on, guys. Like, if you don't get this one. In this video game series, there is a feature that was demonstrated in this game that then made it into other popular games afterwards, known as bullet time.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Yep. Go for
Stronghold.
Oh my gosh, no!
Oh,
No.
I'm an idiot. I know it.
The next one is going to basically tell you what it is. Let's hope that Alex gets another chance.
I know it.
Bullet time?
Bullet time,
I watched somebody
noir.
stream this like a month ago. I'm an idiot.
Time Shift is the only game I know that has bullet time.
Time Shift? Gosh.
You don't remember that game?
I do, but at least Stranglehold was closer to being... It's not noir.
I was going to say it's not... Yeah, I know. That's why...
And even Stranglehold is borderline noir. It's very hard-boiled, but Nate... Bullet time noir.
I know.
Are you sure this isn't a movie? I vaguely remember watching a movie with someone with a name that sounds like that.
I can't
It's
say...
a movie, it's not a video game. Is it Max Payne?
No!
Oh! There it is!
Is that a video game or is
It is a video game. The movie starring Mark
I've never played
Wahlberg
those.
is based off of the video game.
I
Wow.
forgot you said it went back to Atari.
So the last clue was going to be it was developed by Acclaim Studio Remedy. If nobody was going to get it after that, I was just going to...
Can't believe I said Stranglehold.
But still, like, the bullet time moments in that was very close. Wow, Nate pulling ahead in the points bracket.
Great pick.
Well, because isn't Mila Kunis in that movie?
Yes, Mila Kunis is in that. It's a terrible adaptation, but I still have fun with it because they try. They try.
I won by a gross default.
You can buy it on PC super cheap on the Steam store. So I suggest that everyone plays it. And let me know your thoughts when you get to the nightmare sequence, because I still
that I remember. I didn't play past the nightmare sequence as a kid. That
it was traumatizing.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
And then you get to the one bar scene, and my mom walked in when I was playing that part, and it was like, oh, Mom, I didn't mean for you to see that. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. I can tell that there were some people in the chat that knew it. Please let us know in the comments below if you knew the answer way before these three did. We're going to wrap things up with Out This Month. Now, this is the end of July, so some of these games are out as of like yesterday, but Iron Man VR Catherine Full Body for Switch, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, Deadly Premonition 2 for Switch, Death Stranding PC, Ghost of Tsushima, Paper Mario the Origami King, Destroy All Humans Remake, Skater XL, Rocket Arena, and Crysis Remake coming to Switch. Let's just go around. Which game out of that list is everybody either most hyped for, or that's the one you're digging into? For me, it's Paper Mario. That's one that I've been sinking my teeth into, and it's just everything that I wanted.
Paper Mario.
I'm trying to. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's Paper Mario as well.
I'm gonna say Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, Alex, what are you most hyped about?
Mine's actually gonna be Death Stranding.
Really? Did you not play it on PS4?
I've got a big video gig coming up on the East Coast that requires me to drive out there because I'm not getting on a plane anytime soon.
Yeah. And
I thought it'd be very fun to play Death Stranding, a game about traveling across the U.S. During like a neuro pandemic-esque sort of thing.
Yeah.
Versus reality, which I'm going to be doing the same thing. So.
Dude, that's awesome. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, if you're traveling to the East Coast, that's where, well, Nate's not on the East Coast anymore, but we can social distance something. I'll buy you a drink or whatever if you can stop by Ohio. If you're really staying true to Death Stranding, I'll just put a ladder somewhere and you can know that it was me.
That's hilarious.
All right. It is time for our community spotlight, where we highlight somebody you in the Borderline family, somebody who's doing amazing things that you need to pay attention to. And this week we are highlighting Assemble. So please make sure that you go to youtube.com/assemble show. Check out the amazing work that he's doing there. He does a lot of toy unboxings, and his Optimus Prime video is coming out soon. And seriously, be on the lookout. He's got so many other great things happening, and we're just very happy to have him a part of the community. But with that, Alex, now is your time to shine. Where are you? Where can people find you? What do you want people to tune into?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. It's been really fun.
Absolutely, dude.
If people want to follow me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at It's Van Aken. You can find my work. If you listen to podcasts, pretty much on any podcast service, you can listen to the OKB's podcast. That's just a general gaming, podcast. Comes out every Monday. And then I put up videos over at youtube.com/OKBeast. Been a little busy the past few weeks doing stuff behind the scenes. We got some fun stuff coming up. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers. So really happy with that. If you're interested in, video essay adjacent stuff about video games, you should come check it out. But yeah, that's kind of all of my plugs. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. All right, Addison, Nate, where can people find you?
Go ahead, Nate.
So I am on Instagram and Twitter at the Nate Pretzel, like the food, and I'll be tweeting about a bunch of random stuff and posting pictures of my dogs.
Love it.
And I can be found on also some social media at Addison Tossi, and I occasionally stream on Twitch at itchy_toboggan, and then sometimes take over for Asa on Borderline. It's been a minute, but we'll get back into it.
It's been a hot minute. And you can find me at aGreenRiver07 on Instagram and Twitter. But if you want to follow anybody, please search Borderline Entertainment on all of your social media networks. Make sure that you stay connected with us so you know when the next episode of Game Chat's coming out, when the next video is coming out on YouTube, the next stream. We've got so much going on, and we would love to share that with you. And then, of course, you're already in the right place if you're watching this live, twitch.tv/Borderline Entertainment, where we have streams each and every week. But you know what? That's it. We wrapped it up. We finished this episode of Game Chat, the video game variety show. Be well, Borderline family.